Greetings from South Korea. I am Arirang News AI anchor. Here is the news making headlines today. South Korean ambassador to the United States Kang says Seoul will actively work with Washington to ensure trade discussions proceed in a friendly atmosphere. Speaking to correspondents in Washington on Tuesday local time, Kang addressed the aftermath of the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling that declared reciprocal tariffs illegal and the Trump administration's subsequent move to levy new global tariffs. She emphasized that the embassy is closely monitoring the Trump administration's follow-up measures, including additional tariffs, to protect South Korean interests. On the security front, Seoul and Washington are continuing discussions on implementing their joint fact sheet, which covers cooperation on nuclear-powered submarines and nuclear energy. South Korea's birth rate grew at the fastest pace in 15 years in 2025, with the number of babies born tallied at 254,500. That's according to a government report released on Wednesday, which said the figure rose 6.8% from 2024, marking a birth rate increase for the second consecutive year. The country's total fertility rate has also risen to 0.8 for the first time in 4 years. The Ministry of Data and Statistics attributes the rebound to an increase in marriages and a continued rise in the number of women in their early 30s, a figure that has been increasing since 2021. It noted that the number of marriages rose for 21 straight months between April 2024 and December 2025, as couples who had delayed their marriages due to the pandemic got married. The White House says diplomacy is President Donald Trump's first option in dealing with Iran, but stressed that he's prepared to use lethal military force if necessary. According to the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt on Tuesday, President Trump is the final decision-maker and will act if talks fail. The U.S. has deployed significant naval forces near Iran's coast, as Trump last week gave Tehran roughly 10 to 15 days to reach a deal. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is set to brief congressional leaders known as the Gang of Eight at the White House on the Iran situation. 4 years into its war with Ukraine, Russia said Tuesday that it will continue fighting until it fully achieves its objectives. Moscow maintains it's open to a peaceful resolution, but insists any progress depends entirely on Kiev's actions. The Kremlin is again demanding that Ukraine give up the Donbas region, making clear there will be no compromise on territorial issues. President Vladimir Putin accused Ukraine of obstructing peace negotiations and warned there would be consequences for any nuclear strike against Russia. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky pushed back, saying Ukraine has defended its independence for 4 years and that Putin has failed to win the war. He also urged Europe to step up pressure on Russia. The Korean crime thriller The Art of Sarah topped Netflix's global top 10 non-English shows last week. According to Netflix on Tuesday, the show garnered 10 million views globally. It ranked first in 33 countries, not only in South Korea but also in Japan, Thailand, and Mexico. Singles Inferno Reunion, a spin-off of the Korean reality dating show Singles Inferno, Season 5 ranked 7th on the top 10 non-English shows chart during the same period. That is all from me today. Thank you for watching.